Hello, my name is David Altmaier, and I'm the Insurance Commissioner for the state of Florida. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person today, but because flood insurance is so vital to Floridians and to our economy, I wanted to take a moment to share some information with you about the state of the flood insurance market in Florida. With 1,197 miles of coastline that includes 663 miles of beaches, Florida faces unique risks from natural catastrophes and flooding. It's estimated that the state of Florida has over 1.4 million properties valued at $386 billion, which are at risk of storm surge. For decades, flood insurance has been written almost exclusively by the National Flood Insurance Program. The NFIP has a deficit of about $25 billion, and there is renewed interest in exploring options for private flood insurance coverage, both at the state and national level. That is why one of my goals is to encourage the development of the private flood insurance market to provide more options and choices for Florida's policyholders. For the private flood insurance market to grow, we have some hurdles to overcome. The data underlying the development of flood insurance rates is maintained by the NFIP and not available to private insurers who contend this data is necessary to develop actuarially sound rates. The NFIP is subject to periodic, frequent reauthorization and statutory change. This uncertainty about the role of the NFIP may discourage insurers from entering or participating in the private flood insurance market. And because flood is a high-severity peril, the availability and affordability of reinsurance coverage for flood losses is an important factor in the emergence, growth, and sustainability of the private flood insurance market. The office is working closely with stakeholders to overcome these hurdles both at the state and federal level. In 2015, the Florida legislature passed Senate Bill 542, which streamlined the process for private insurance carriers to write flood insurance in Florida. The legislation was designed to provide an alternative to the NFIP and enhance consumer choice while preserving the affordability of flood insurance. We are working closely with the NFIP to obtain rate-making data so companies can underwrite and price flood insurance. The office was also actively involved in developing guiding principles for NFIP reauthorization through the National Association of Insurance Commissioners Property and Casualty Committee. These principles encourage greater growth in the private flood insurance market by supporting the passage of the Federal Flood Insurance Market Parity and Modernization Act, recommending legislative changes to allow NFIP to share rate-making data and eliminating the current provision which prevents write-your-own companies from directly underwriting and selling flood coverage. Although we still have a lot of work to do, we are seeing new and promising activity in the private market. There are now 14 admitted insurers offering primary personal flood coverage to Floridians. The number of policies written by these companies is relatively small, but it is growing. In December of 2015, only 965 primary personal flood policies had been issued in Florida. Today, that number is over 13,000. In addition, at least 6 admitted insurers in Florida are currently offering personal flood coverage in excess of NFIP flood limits. These insurers are also writing primary and excess private flood for commercial properties. Additionally, surplus lines insurers continue to write both personal and commercial primary and excess flood coverage. We're committed to fostering the development of a sound private flood insurance market and look forward to working with you and others to make progress towards that goal. Thank you for providing me with the opportunity to share some of my thoughts with you today, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your conference. Thank you.